are here today to announce a new department aimed specifically at tackling cold cases. At the helm of this new department will be Detective Chief Inspector Carl Mork.
The Queen's Gambit creator Scott Frank's most recent Netflix smash series, Department Q, is about DCI Carl Mork, Matthew Good, a talented but emotionally damaged detective who is tasked with heading a brand new cold case squad. Assigned the responsibility of reviving long-forgotten cases, Mork assembles a small, improbable squad to tackle their first case, the enigmatic disappearance of prosecutor Merritt Lingard, Chloe Purry, who disappeared 4 years prior, although viewers are aware that Merritt is alive and being kept against her will throughout the series. The identity and motivation of her captors are left a terrifying mystery. In the last moments of the 9-episode season, Mork and his crew start to get closer to Merritt's whereabouts. What they find, however, is more intimate and sinister than they had anticipated. Meanwhile, there is still an unresolved Leith Park shooting inquiry that has left Mork hurt, and his longtime colleague Hardy, Jamie Sives, crippled. Department Q's finale, which brings both narratives together, demonstrates how the program can skillfully incorporate unexpected plot turns into realistic, emotionally compelling character arcs. The truth is far deeper in Merritt's background, even though she spends a large portion of her 4 years in captivity, attempting to identify which adversary from her prosecuting career may have been behind her kidnapping. As it turns out, she was abducted by Ailsa Jennings and her son Lyle, who accuse her of being responsible for the passing of Harry, Lyle's older brother. Flashbacks reveal that Merritt and Harry had a covert relationship as youths and had plotted to flee together. Merritt persuaded him to assist her in stealing jewelry from her family's house. But when Harry was apprehended and killed while from the police, the scheme went terribly wrong. Ailsa continues to hold Merritt accountable for Harry's passing decades later. She and Lyle confine Merritt in the hyperbaric chamber in a protracted act of retaliation in an attempt to break her down and make her confess. When Merritt learns that the man she had been seeing right before going missing, a journalist named Sam Haig, was actually Lyle. The plot takes a darker turn. Lyle won her trust by posing as the genuine Sam, and he took use of it to plan her abduction. The scene is set for a tense and dramatic rescue when Carl and Akram, Alexej Manvilov, shut in on Merritt's position just as these horrific facts become apparent. Carl and Akram track Merritt's location to an abandoned Shorebird Ocean Systems warehouse thanks to astute detective work from Rose, Lee Byan. They discover that Merritt has most likely been detained there for all these years in the hyperbaric chamber that was originally used by Ailsa Jennings to torture her sons. Knowing that Merritt could die from any abrupt release from the pressurized container, Carl and Akram dash to the warehouse as time is running out. Lyle is there with a shotgun and shoots at them as they try to calm things down and get her out safely. A bullet goes through Carl and strikes Akram in the shoulder during a stressful moment that is similar to the opening scene of the episode. However, the result is different this time around than it was in the Leith Park incident. Despite being injured, Akram fights back and kills Lyle while protecting Carl and Merritt. Following the incident, Merritt is taken to safety and reunited with her brother William, Tom Bulpett, in a poignant and moving moment that provides their narrative with much-needed closure. The subject of who shot Carl and Hardy and killed rookie officer P.C. Anderson is still open even after Merritt's investigation is closed. Mork battles PTSD throughout the season, finding it difficult to manage the mental and physical effects of his ordeal. He sees Dr. Rachel Irving, Kelly MacDonald, on a regular basis, but the treatment sessions don't really help. Frustrated by the official inquiry's lack of progress, Mork surreptitiously pieces together his own theory in the background of the Lingard investigation, perhaps giving away who he thinks is responsible for the shooting. He even has a dream at one point that Eugene Arrington, Leith Park's crime boss, planned the shooting. Suspicion of P.C. Anderson himself is also rising. Mork starts to believe Anderson might be dishonest, and that he was the one who stabbed the victim at the initial crime scene before staging it to appear as something different. Anderson said the victim's daughter called it in when Hardy and Mork were there. But Mork found out the man didn't have a daughter. By following his gut and using his investigative abilities, Mork discovers that Anderson wasn't as naive as he claimed to be, and might have been much more involved in the events of that day. 3 months have passed, and the situation is still unresolved. Mork's commanding officer at the station, Maura Kate Dickey, examines the case file in one of the series' last scenes. She pulls Hardy aside when he gets to the station on crutches and tells him she wants him to look at something by himself. Although it's unclear what she's talking about, it seems to imply that there may be more to the incident than has been acknowledged, and that Hardy could be crucial to revealing the truth. The setting for a new dynamic between Mork and Hardy in Season 2 is exciting for a show that is based on twists and institutional corruption. Merritt shows up at the police station in the same 3-month time leap, looking well and ready to express her gratitude to the team who saved her life. Moira responds that Carl is taking some much-needed time off when she begs to talk with him. Merritt is intrigued and descends to Department Q's underground headquarters, where she discovers the case board that was put up during the inquiry into her disappearance. The amount of attention to detail and care that went into finding her clearly moved her. She almost runs into Carl at the elevators as she gets ready to exit the station. She doesn't recognize him, and he doesn't say anything. This moment's restraint makes it even more powerful, even though it could have been portrayed as an emotionally charged reunion. Here, Carl shows the tiniest hint of a smile, which he rarely displays during the series. For him, seeing Merritt alive and well is sufficient. Eager to return to his work, he stealthily turns and makes his way to the elevator and basement. As they are ready to tackle their next cold case, Hardy and the rest of the crew arrive one by one. Although a second season of Department Q has not yet been officially announced, it is almost probable given the show's early success and the fact that it is based on a well-known series of Nordic noir books by Jussi Adler-Rolfsson. One thing is certain as Carl, Akram, Rose, and a rapidly improving Hardy head back to their basement office. There are still a lot of unanswered questions.